The purpose of this brief ceremony is to commemorate criminal justice students, friends, alumni, and law enforcement officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty. At this time, I'd like to introduce Luciana Astorga, who will perform the Star-Spangled Banner. Thank you, Luciana. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Randy Garner, who will provide some comments on the significance of the sundial.
The significance of the sundial is a time to remember those we have lost in the performance of their duty to God, to country, and to our fellow human beings. This is why Dr. Charlie Friel, former dean and now distinguished professor emeritus, instituted the Sundial Ceremony. He incorporated the following passage from Ecclesiastes chapter 3 as a poignant reminder of the risks we face in the criminal justice occupation. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to celebrate, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. Ecclesiastes is a book of perspective written more than 900 years BC. The message it offers is one of the fallacy of seeking happiness only in the pursuits of worldly things. The writer comes to accept that life is brief, and we must all focus on an eternal God, not the temporary trials that we face on earth. Today, we honor those who have transcended those trials.
And now we will have a moment of silence for our loved ones and criminal justice professionals who are gone but not forgotten. We recognize our former students, our colleagues, and others who were lost over the course of the last year. We also recognize particularly two criminal justice alumni, William Bill Jeffrey and Richard Houston. Bill was a 30-year veteran of the Houston Police Department under Chief Troy Finner until his end of watch on September the 20th, 2021. William, his wife Suzanne, and Chief Troy Finner are all Sam Houston State University alumni. We're privileged to be joined today by the Houston Police Department. Richard Houston was an officer with the Mesquite, Texas Police Department under Chief David Gill until his end of watch on December 3rd, 2021. Richard, his wife Shelley, and Chief Gill are also all Sam Houston State University College of Criminal Justice alumni. Finally, as we commemorate those whom we've lost, we should not forget our military personnel and their tireless efforts to make the world a safer place. Thank you. the retired Texas flag is being presented to Dr. Jim Dozier. Earlier today, Dr. Dozier was presented with the college's Defensor Pacem Medal for his invaluable contributions to the College of Criminal Justice at Sam Houston State University and the field of criminal justice. At this time, various constituents of the Criminal Justice Center, through their representatives, will place a flower on the sundial. The flower bearer is Kristen Harrell. Representing Alpha Phi Sigma, Jacqueline Zamora. Representing the Criminal Justice Ambassadors, Jordan Long. Representing the Crime Victim Services Alliance, Anastasia Aquino. Representing the Graduate Student Organization, Victoria Legalis. Representing the National Organization of Hispanics in Criminal Justice, Vivian Iboa Andrade. Representing the Leadership and Command College within the Bill Blackwood Law Enforcement Management Institute, James Senegal. Representing the Criminal Justice Alumni Association, Gloria Gilbert. And now Luciana Astorga will perform Amazing Grace. This concludes our Sundial Ceremony. I want to thank all of the participants for your attendance. Also recognize the musical selections performed by Luciana Astorga. Our trumpet player was Aaron Penny, an SHSU music student. The ROTC unit is under the command of Lieutenant Colonel Joe Contreras, Professor of Military Science. Special thanks to Captain Cooley and Sergeant First Class Lichtenberger for organizing this year's color guard. This is a very busy day in the College of Criminal Justice, the one we look forward to all year. It typically requires months of preparation and would not be possible without the tireless efforts of numerous staff. This time I'd like to acknowledge the efforts of Deborah, Jackie, Sabrina, Vivian, Doris, Nunika, Sable, Harriet, Victor, and Cuddy. Thank you all.